I just came back from a run. First time I've ran in a long time. A little bit wet. But anyway, what I want to talk about is something that I maybe have a different perspective on to some people. And it was a blog post that a lady put up. And her website is Earthling Mama. So you should check out the blog post. And Caitlin O'Dowd on Facebook, I believe. And she's talking about sort of raising her child as a vegan or not, but she basically said in the blog, she said, I'm not going to raise my son to be vegan. I'm going to feed him vegan food and basically give him a vegan lifestyle, but I'm not going to tell him to be vegan, you know, like for the rest of his life, or I'm not going to tell him what to do, kinda, I think is what she meant from that. So the blog post was called "Why I Will Not Raise My Son on a Vegan Diet." So she's basically saying, well, if he chooses to go out and eat other things, I'm not going to be annoyed at him or anything else. And she kind of mentioned the point that she didn't like the idea of that children should be persuaded to do something or not, or they should come to their own conclusions about things. So I saw a lot of people responding to that thing, and they were saying this is so right, and I'm crying, this is brilliant, and people are sharing it with other people, and people are saying this is how I want to raise my kids and all this. And I would heartily agree with that, or I might have agreed with that fully a couple of years ago or whatever, but I look at it another way now, because there's not a level playing field, and that's the only reason I would probably disagree with the kind of sentiment of it, which is kind of like you shouldn't try and persuade your children to do one thing or another, because although it might be perceived as a good thing to not manipulate people. Obviously, there's a fine line, obviously, between manipulation, persuasion, influence, and so on, and forcing someone to do something. So, I get that kind of queasiness, if you want to call it that, about not wanting to do that, not wanting to force someone or manipulate someone into doing something. But my only reply to that is probably the idea that no one else is going to operate on your playing field, on your rules, when it comes to the playing field of life towards your children. They're all going to be happy to try and persuade and influence them and manipulate them to do all sorts of other things that are not in their best interest. All the food companies, all the fast food companies, all the non-vegan clothing companies and so on, they're going to be happy to try and manipulate you through advertising, through your emotions, through imagery, through music, through whatever they can use to try and get you to do what is in their best interest in many ways that might not be in your children's best interest. So I would say that you should really try and do your absolute best to persuade them of things that are in their best interest in a big way, and persuade them not to do the other things and give the reason. I don't see why not. You know, I don't see why you would just say, well, I'm not going to tell you what to do, and I'm not going to give you my opinion. I don't. I just see that as being the problem. There is the idea of this person. I don't want to force someone to do something. I don't want to, but there's going to be other people that are going to have no issue in doing that, and they're going to be very good at doing that. So I kind of look at it the other way, and I think it's actually a problem with a lot of movements, a lot of different things. Is that people don't quite realise that to get other people to change their ways is an art. It's an art. To get someone to make a decision to change and do something is an art and a science. Fortunately, the methods of doing that have been known for a very, very long time and been written about over and over and used and utilised, but usually most people don't know exactly how to do it. It's like, how come some men are really good at picking up women and some women are really good at picking up men, I suppose. It's because they've learned how to do it. They've learned the art. It's not like they're just magic. They've learned how to influence a person and and do all that. They've learned that kind of stuff, specifically how to do it. How come one person is really good at selling something and another person isn't? It's not because of the person, or it's because they know the process, the various emotions that need to be touched upon, creating images in a person's mind, making a person think of the future result, making a person feel like it's urgent that they have to do it now, they have to make a change. And there's not enough of that in veganism. When I saw the film Earthlings, that was a film that sold me on going vegan. It wasn't, or like that Gary Yourofsky speech, it sold a lot of people on veganism. It's selling just like selling a car or anything else. It's showing people features, benefits, things that all these kind of things, answering all the objections in advance, showing them the benefit to them, and doing it in a kind of good way. And we should all learn how to sell veganism, raw food, all sorts of good things to our friends and family, and not have any qualms that I'm trying to manipulate them. You're not. You're giving them really valuable information. You're not making any money out of them going vegan if you've got any financial uneasiness about telling people what to do or whatever. There's no scam in it. There's no scam, but that's that was just some thoughts I had, and no one's really going to just go out and make a decision for themselves. You're going to go out and look for information, and who's that information being made by? It's by a person with an agenda. Usually, even the science has been funded by some agenda, so it's hard to find out where the truth is. So I think you should be proud to try and persuade the people around you and your children about the good things that you've found out about veganism and everything else and health. I'd love your comments and your thoughts on that, and hope you're all having a good day. And this is Ronnie. This is Dr. Doug Graham telling you to go to health. This is Ronnie telling you to go to health. And have a good day. Have a good Christmas. Leave your comments below. Thank you.